All right. Apparently, no smiling this morning at the start of the video. And apparently, just saying that makes me laugh. So maybe yes. Okay. Uh, so, I'm having difficulty breathing. It's nothing like it used to be when I was young and I had asthma and I was having an asthma attack. Like that was way more intense. It's just enough that I'm always aware of it. I'm always aware in the background that, oh, it's there. I'm not breathing normally. I'm not breathing fully. And surprisingly, it's had a very major impact on my life over the last, I don't know how long it's been, maybe like about a week. And I'm pretty sure that I know what has been causing this and I'm doing what I can to remedy it. It just seems to be taking a while. And I don't like the impact that it's having on the rest of my life. So let's kind of get into it. The reason, at least what I suspect is the reason, is since I started running. The thing that happens when I run, even though it's only a kilometer and it takes me forever, like my record so far was like just under 7 minutes, so very, very slow, but apparently it's enough to impact me. So anyway, all that to say, when I do the run, yes, the run is difficult. I'm exhausted. I'm out of breath. I feel like I'm dying at the end. You know, I might be exaggerating a bit, but after that, I feel really good. I feel like my lungs have opened up. I feel like I'm breathing really well. I feel really good. After which I do my 3 meditations, and that allows me to really calm down my body and connect with the universe and everything. And after that, like the day is amazing. And it's only near the end of the day that I would realize I would notice like, oh, I'm having a little trouble breathing. And then at night, same thing. And then I'd like sense that throughout the night as I wake up a couple times throughout the night because of the medication I'm taking. And in the morning, I'd wake up like not really out of breath, but just sensing like I'm not breathing fully. And I'm like, that's not good. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's just my body needs to get time, like it needs time to get used to it. And I don't know which is best. Like, is it best to do exercise, build a little cardio, and that will make up for the fact that in the beginning I was having a hard time breathing, but it doesn't seem to really be doing that. So I stopped about a week ago, and I'm not gonna run anymore, at least not for a while. Still gonna do the exercise because that's not really any form of cardio, so it doesn't really affect the lungs. It's more like working on the muscles, and that's definitely a good thing in my case. And then I'll probably go for just like a longer walk in the park, do my meditation after and everything. So it won't really change that much. It's just the last week, even though I've stopped, it hasn't really gone back to normal. But then again, at the same time, there's been this whole relapse. Like people pointed out, like it's not really relapse. I just don't really know how to describe it. That's the word that came to mind when I recorded the video. So anyway, the whole issue with the medication and having to go back up and everything. So it's like I get that probably played a role in everything, but what I don't like about this, the fact that I'm always aware of this slight difficulty breathing in the background, is that it occupies my mind. And because of that, I've had a hard time being myself. And what I mean by myself is my new self. Like, before I'd walk, well, before, for the last month and a half since I had this shift in perspective, I'd walk down the street and I'd be smiling. Like, and people would be looking at me, and some of them would be like, what the hell is wrong with him? And other people would smile. But it's like, now I walk down the street and I just don't smile. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't need to be smiling all the time. But it's just like other things, like that sense of gratefulness that I felt all the time before just isn't there, at least not in the same way. Like I don't feel it as presently, as intensely as I used to. And it's like I wasn't, throughout the day before I was feeling like super optimistic and super happy and like life is amazing, life is perfect, everything is so fantastic. And it's like that sensation has gone away. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Because like the old me, the old me, before the whole shift, would try to be like, okay, I need to figure this out. I need to take control of this. I need to find a solution. But at the same time, it's like, well, no, the whole point is to surrender. whatever's meant to happen is meant to happen. This is part of the process. I don't need to force it. But at the same time, like, I don't want to lose that sensation that I had before, that I developed after that shift. So I'm kind of stuck in this weird in between uncertainty of what should I or shouldn't I do. And, at the same time, it's like, what do I do in regards to this difficulty that I have breathing? So at the moment, I honestly don't know. So I guess I'll just wait it out and see what happens. But I don't know. It just sucks. Oh, yeah, the other thing, I don't know if it's related to this or not, but apparently my appetite has gone. So, yeah, just this morning, like, normally I make a fruit salad. Well, I make a fruit salad, a green juice, and I drink a tea. And this morning, I'm like, well, I don't really feel like having a fruit salad, so let me just use the fruit that I would normally use for the fruit salad and all the ingredients and just eat them separately. And, drank the tea, took the vitamins and everything and the pills and blah, blah, blah. But it's like eating that entire process of eating that took me over an hour. And every mouthful was not like, okay, it wasn't like, oh man, I need to force myself. This sucks. I hate this. It's just like, I'm not hungry. I'm eating it. It tastes good. I know it's good for me. It's good for my body, but I'm just not hungry. And I'm just like thinking, oh man, I hope I don't revert back to a couple months ago. Well, more than a couple months ago. I don't know, maybe 5, 6 months ago, something like that, when I had to force myself to eat. That was definitely not fun. And the thing is, I don't understand why it's happening now, because the medication I'm taking is making me, well, was making me really hungry. So appetite wasn't an issue. So it's like, okay, I get that I lowered to the lowest level, but that was only for a couple of days, and then I went back up almost immediately. Like on the third day, I went back up, and I've been on that previous level for a couple of days. And at that previous level, I had no issues with appetites. I'm just like, I don't understand what is happening. So there's all these different like elements, and I don't know what is causing what. It's just kind of this jumble of a bunch of different things, and I'm like, the one that I'm most aware of is the difficulty breathing. But there's all these other elements that fit into it. And I don't know, it's strange. So anyway, that's kind of been the last few days, maybe the last week or so. It's kind of hard to tell because, I don't know, like the life that I live right now, it's not boring, don't get me wrong. It's just uneventful. The days are very similar. So it's like, I don't bother to keep track of like when things started, when it ended, how many days it's been, stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, that's been the update. I'm assuming, no, not I'm assuming. I know everything will be fine. I know everything will go back to normal, and I don't need to worry about anything, but it's just, I miss that state of just blissfulness and happiness and gratitude, and the world is amazing. Like, I miss that, and I hope I get to go back to that soon, because that is an amazing way to go through life. And I don't think I can force it, so I just need to let it happen, and I'm assuming it's naturally going to happen, and I'm naturally going to eventually go back to that. I just don't know exactly how it's going to happen or how long it's going to take. So I guess I'll update you as things go along. Oh yeah, by the way, other thing, I seem to be coughing more lately, especially the last few days. So I'm assuming it's linked to, difficulty breathing, whatever that is. So, not intense coughing, not like it used to be like multiple months ago, but definitely enough that I'm more aware of it. So anyway, yeah, that's been the update. Check back in at some point, and this time I'm definitely determined to press it on the first try. So let me just stare at it as I'm doing it.